Hello everybody, Mitchell Mr. Hockey here, and today I'm going to be telling you about the Montreal Canadiens offseason moves. After finishing 16 points out of a playoff spot, it wasn't surprising that Marc Bergevin and his entire staff shook things up. To begin with, he started by shoring up his team's center depth, drafting Jesperi Kotkaniemi 3rd overall. Personally, I thought they should have taken Brady Tkachuk, who was later taken a pick later by Ottawa, because I felt he fit more into their style. But looking over all the moves in the offseason, I feel Kotkaniemi was the right choice. I'm not saying that Brady Tkachuk won't light the lamp for Ottawa. I'm just saying that at this point, the Canadiens were more of a defensive team and just get the puck. And Brady Tkachuk was able to hit. He could score, but he was also a very physical player. First trade the Canadiens did was Alex Galchenyuk for Max Domi. One for one, straight up, no picks, no cap, no nothing. That altered things a little bit. I feel that Max Domi is a more complete player than Alex Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk only really played well when he had the puck, and that wasn't often. Last season, Max Domi played the body a lot. He was a more physical player, but I feel that he's got great speed with the puck, and he's a fast player. He's an exciting player to watch, and I'm excited to see him on the Canadiens. Not only did the Canadiens get a guy who I think will outscore Galchenyuk, more goals and more assists, I think Max Domi also plays the body, more checking, better than Galchenyuk. From the Arizona perspective, they get a guy down the middle who's 24 years old and has 2 years left on his deal. It looks good for Arizona, but I feel like Montreal just wins the trade because Max Domi is a more complete player than Alex Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk addresses the need of scoring, and he could be good, but he also could be a flop. I feel Domi just wasn't in the right system, and I feel he'll do a lot better with the Canadiens. Galchenyuk, who is 24 right now, has a bright future ahead of him, but I don't feel that Montreal can wait that long. And so I think it will be close, but I think Montreal will win this trade. Now, the second trade is something that puzzles me. The Canadiens acquire goaltender Steve Mason, forward Joel Armia, and 2 draft picks from the Winnipeg Jets for defenseman prospect Simon Bourque, who had 3 assists in 44 games for the Laval Rockets, the Canadiens' AHL affiliate, last season. This trade makes absolutely no sense for the Winnipeg Jets, in my opinion. First, they traded a starter to the Canadiens. Then they traded Joel Armia, a guy who can be a magician in the slot if he has the puck. He can pass it to the Canadiens forwards who can score. And then you give up 2 draft picks. So I really don't feel that this trade is even comparable. I feel that Montreal just wins this trade by a landslide. I've never even heard of Simon Bourque until I looked at this trade. The Canadiens have their 3 goalies, Carey Price, Anthony Niemi, and Charlie Lindgren. But Steve Mason can be used as bait to, if the Canadiens, for example, are trying to get a player, maybe it's at the trade deadline, they can use Steve Mason to get that player because he can add to the trade, because the Canadiens will offer whatever they're offering, maybe it's draft picks or prospects. But then if you throw in a starting caliber goaltender, that could be big in a trade later. So I think Steve Mason is a good fit for the Canadiens. Not on the ice, but in negotiations. Definitely a big steal for Montreal. A quick look at the Canadiens team. They've just gotten a passer, a guy who's very fast with the puck and can score. Now they can set up Pacioretty, only Pacioretty is now a Vegas Golden Knight in exchange for forwards Nick Suzuki and Thomas Tatar, and a second-round draft pick in 2019. I'll actually quote Marc Bergevin on this. He said, Suzuki was the main part of the trade, but he didn't make the team. I think they're going to try and wait it out, and next year when he's a year older and he's ready, they'll put him on the NHL roster. In the meantime, Thomas Tatar, he's very underrated, didn't have his best time of his career with Vegas when they acquired him at the deadline from Detroit, but I think he'll find new life playing in a new city, in a new country, and I think Bergevin made the trade, so I'm excited to see what Suzuki can bring to the table next year or when they put him on the NHL roster. But I really think for now, the main part of the trade is Thomas Tatar. There's still a discussion over whether Max Pacioretty really wanted to leave Montreal. His agent, Alan Walsh, said he had no intention of leaving Montreal, but all of that is still up in the air, and it doesn't really matter. I feel that Vegas general manager George McPhee kind of got sucked into taking this trade because he had said publicly he wanted Pacioretty since the 2018 draft. I feel that is a factor of why he let Tatar, Suzuki, and the second-round pick go. This trade could work out great for both teams. It could work out great for the Canadiens in the sense that Suzuki becomes the star he was expected to be, and that Tatar fits in nicely with the Canadiens. On the Vegas side, it could look great if Pacioretty scores 35 goals and gets about 40 assists. He gets around 70 points. He looks like the Pacioretty from 2016-17. If that happens, then there won't be a clear winner. But I feel this trade is too risky because for the Canadiens, you're putting it on 2 players and a third eventually. But for Vegas, you're putting the trade on 1 player. And if this 1 player gets injured or doesn't perform at his expected standards, you've lost the trade. So because of that, I will give the win to the Montreal Canadiens. Overall, of all the 3 trades, I'm giving Marc Bergevin and his staff credit for negotiating hard and not letting up until they got what they wanted. And I just think the Canadiens did a good job in all of the trades. And they got whatever they could, and they really fought tooth and nail to get what they wanted. And I like that because in other years they hadn't done that, and I feel this year they did. So just to sum up their offseason in a couple words, they got more goal scoring, they got faster, and they only had to give up Pacioretty and Galchenyuk. That's about my summary. And they added Kotkaniemi, so I think it was a good offseason. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.